I guess I should just start recording now. I was just noticing this. So the hurricane is here. Here's the eye. It's pretty calm. As you can see, I have a hurricane watch cam. It's pretty dark, but there's a tree in the clouds to the left that's not moving around much. So it was raining. Looks like we got a little like moment of it was coming, but then it died off. But so I was looking at this like, huh, this is interesting. I'm basically what I was thinking was, I wonder if this portion of the system will continue to spiral with it, and then essentially go around, and as it moves up, pull this gap here of what appears to be not very concerning. Pull it up and maybe not. I mean, sure, fill it in somewhat, but will it become like that? I mean, maybe not. Maybe it'll create this. That's what I was thinking. I don't know. Pardon me. But what brought me to just hit record while I was looking at this, because I was actually trying to figure out if there was a way I could add on top of here just like a continuous, at least the wind, and like that would be good. Some kind of tracker, but it doesn't look very. Or the radar would be cool to have like the actual radar. Although it would be filling the screen. But I'm essentially I'm gonna stream until the power goes out, I guess, and have that cam out the back windows of the sliding glass doors. See what happens. Stream all night probably till I get up and see what's going on. Yeah. But so anyway, besides the point, I wasn't planning on. I was talking about this. I was, as you can see over here, the growing earth. I was looking at growing earth stuff, and then I figured it would be kind of cool if while I recorded, like I could just take this hurricane watch cam off, turn the record on, and pretend like it's not going on. But I figured I'd just leave it for the recording, so there it is. But so anyway, back to this. There's these arms back here, so I'm like, oh, wow, this is maybe theoretically looking at it, just looking at it, not, pardon, theoretically, just looking at it, it doesn't look quite as concerning right there as this. Although I may not understand the wind speed and things here, like this might just be straight water, straight rain. And then, but back here, I was like, oh, that's a little concerning. How far does that go? Like, what if this? So and then I noticed, like, holy crap, this has like a pretty big tail here. And then I was like, oh crap, it goes all the way back here. And then I noticed, wait, it has a lead tail, and so like this hurricane is connected energetically to this hurricane. But then crazy, connected. Let's cross. Let's see where it goes. Let's just say it keeps going here because I know where it goes. Keeps going, and wow, another one. And then over here, there's this. I mean, these are interesting little swirls. But those three are like seemingly connected to one another, which is kind of cool. I don't know what just happened. Oh, yeah, up here. Where am I going? Yeah, so that's going on. But so what brought me to actually to even want to talk about the expanding Earth? And I thought this was actually a good point. So this is something they point to that I frequently hear is, wait a minute, guys. I know they look like they fit together, but wait, like if we like really try to make them fit together, actually, I think, whoa, interesting. I mean, it must be like that. I thought this was all the way up there. I guess Florida is in there. I guess Florida's in there, filling the gap between. Because my initial thought when I was looking at the tabs, there's tabs where Nader Crater is like a little tab on Africa. And then interestingly and oddly, South America has another tab, and maybe that's where this is. But I think Nader Crater might be there. I'm not sure. I don't know. It's one of these 2 points. But besides the point, it doesn't really connect.
How South America and Africa fit together on a modern day Earth. Put them a button down shirt on somebody who is.
And they're right. It's like a button-down shirt on someone who it doesn't fit in. Like, that's what's going on here. The Earth is too big. The when we use basically when we try to put these two together on the current radius globe, they don't fit because it's too big. Like that. But when the smaller globe is used, it can actually coalesce into a single unit much more completely, which to me is just another. There's Nader Crater, interestingly, in this region. I think this is the tab, and this is where it suddenly goes this way. But what really brought me to want to record was this. I said that when Dwarka was attacked, which is over just around the bend here, the energy went around through the Mediterranean this way, and then it basically bends off here, like it deflects here this way off of Africa, and I guess maybe the bond, it just wasn't enough energy to break the bond, and maybe the bond itself is kind of like elastic and springy and just shot it off because it wasn't broken. It shot the energy off in a completely different direction between North America and South America. And then I basically said, then it comes this way to Chicxulub, where a vortex is drilling through the planet from the vortex weapon being used on Dwarka, which maybe is opposite to this here. And then the Earth exploded. And so this is before any of that happened, basically, just as it's beginning to fracture, maybe based on them saying late Triassic. And then late Cretaceous is after the explosive eruption of this region of the Pacific, which then sent this wave of energy here, creating an actual wave of islands. And then basically filling behind it to cause a deflection of the energy to cause the Mariana Trench and various things in this region. But also the explosion especially went down through this region And it seems. And so it basically created the Ring of Fire, this explosion. And this also went then between South America. So I was thinking earlier, like maybe when Antarctica blew its top, so when the Earth was smaller, the fracture moved this way and moved this way, but then another fracture went from the other direction around this side of Africa instead of the upper side through the eastern side, from Dwarka down to between Africa and Antarctica, and then it just wrapped around Antarctica and severed the continent completely, making it blow its top in essence. What was I getting at? And so there would probably be some sort of evidence, is what I was getting at, of the oceanic crust in that region having like a first layer of a certain age. And then basically when this erupts, it then causes this region to separate between Antarctica, Australia, and then South America. And then it also causes energy to propagate this way, as well as the fracture between Antarctica and Australia to widen, and basically creating the Earth as we see it today. So this, to me, when I saw this, especially this coupled with this, I was like, I should point this out somewhere in a recorded form. So here I am, 12 minutes in. There's also this that I was finding, which was interesting. I've seen this many times. I've never, not that I recall, Age of Magnetic Anomaly Identifications. So I thought I'd kind of look into this a little bit. I noticed they said, what was the term? Misfit? Misfit. Nah. Misfit. Oh yeah, that was one of the figures. I was like, what is this? Because I saw this. This intrigued me very, very much because it's in this region where the Nader crater is, where the bonds were broken between the two continents. Maybe there was another breaking of the bonds there. Like, that is right under that little tab thing. Misfit. I don't know. So they're saying this is anomalously old and anomalously old. And all of this is anomalously older. This whole region, it's like they weren't separated until their bonds broke. But this portion started to separate sooner. And up here, but this section stayed more bound until the bonds broke, maybe. But I think that would be when Chicxulub went off. Let's go to that other image of theirs. Or whoever's. I'm not sure if this is theirs. It must be. I feel like I've seen this. Yeah, okay, yeah. Mueller et al. They're like the source of practically all of these global age maps of things that are like this that I come across. There's part of me, people that are not them, that are sources of many of these also, that I did not just acknowledge. It's just that certainly is a frequent name I come across. That's all. To the point where I knew the name would be who this was, or I felt that's whose it was. Even though I really just know the name and the map, and not so much the like anything else that they're saying. Pardon me, guys, all y'all involved in all those. Admittedly, I just take their word for it that this is what the data is showing generally. But so like this was late to open between the two. Although it may have been early to just sever a little bit, but the separation didn't happen until enough energy was able to flow between. Oh dear God, the things I think. Age of magnetic anomaly identifications. I don't know what to make of this. It'd probably help if I read about it. Let's go to the top. Maybe I'll just start at the abstract. We present an updated oceanic crustal age grid and a set of complementary grids, including spreading rate, asymmetry, direction, and obliquity. Obliquity? Our data set is based on a selected set of magnetic anomaly identifications in the plate tectonic model of Mueller et al. We find the mean. There's their paper even. Can I open that? We find the mean age of oceanic crustal age is 64.2 million years. Which is really interesting because I was thinking about it. The mean age, what is mean exactly? It's not average, but or is it average? Okay, it is average. Whereas median is the middle. Okay, so the average age of the oceanic crust is just a little younger than when all Chicxulub, Deccan Traps, Nader Crater, Shiva Crater, Boltish Crater, when all these went off in major breakings of bonds were able, enough activation energy for the bonds to break to really allow the earth to like have its final growth spurt. Occurred at that time, and then that's the average crustal age of all of the crust. It's suggestive that the Earth expansion process had a sort of like halfway point that maybe marked the like kind of like iron, where it passed it got over the edge, and then it basically supernovaed. And so like essentially half of the crust is older than the supernova, and essentially half is newer, slightly skewed towards the after the supernova, i.e., essentially caused by the supernova or influenced by. Influenced by the supernova is just slightly more than not influenced by, is what that essentially points to. Which would make sense. That is about in the middle, but it had an impact. It had an influence that there was this like supernova event in the middle of the process. Mainly due to inclusion of pockets of Mesozoic age crust in the Atlantic. Let's look at that. Mesozoic. 252. I wonder where that is. Like very close to the Mediterranean. Probably, maybe in the Azores Plateau region, honestly. Jurassic Pacific Triangle. This older, I should look that up, but I'm just going to move on. This older crust is partly compensated by additional Cenozoic aged back arc basin crust not included in previous models. So younger crust not included previously. The distribution of spreading modes based on area of preserved crust is relatively equal between slow and fast spreading systems. Similar to that it's before and after the supernova, maybe? Oh my god. Oh dear God. Just having thoughts about my own supernova process. Slow and steady in the first eight years. Slightly expedited supernova event somewhere in the middle. Oh God, and then subsequent growth that's rapid, maybe that counts for maybe slightly equal, but slightly more than equal outbursts of crust. And yeah, maybe, I don't know, leading to some type of Mars event, maybe. Unfortunately, I mean, if that's how I gotta look at reality, huh? That's the life of half truths, I guess. Oh my god, thoughts. Thoughts or reverse time. Maybe reverse time. There's always that possibility. Cause the Earth to go back to a single landmass. Dwarka rises out of the ocean. And I say cause, not me, but just generally. We, someone, somehow it is caused that the Earth reduces its radius. It's almost like it's swelling, like it's bloated, like it's got a sickness, and it needs the sickness to like be healed. Maybe we figure out how to heal it, heal the Earth, and then in so doing, we find that we've healed everything else with it, because that's all symptoms of the underlying root problem of that the Earth was attacked by a vortex weapon and we need to like undo it. And that's what happens is we go through cycles of redoing and undoing. And maybe, maybe, just thoughts. Who knows? Can't know if we don't consider the possibility, if we just scoff it away. I mean, then we didn't really consider it. So, I mean, I just contemplate. It's not like I hold on to it then. I just observe it, see that it's a thought, and then later on, if like if it comes like, oh wow, that really is suggestive of that one thing I was thinking that one day that I can't really recall, but the thought comes to mind, and boom, suddenly this chain reaction goes off. Let's continue. Maybe we'll find a chain reaction in the anomalies of. Maybe I should look back into the magnetic anomalies, ocean crust, images. I was thinking these things. I got maps of this though. There we go. Oh, okay, okay. So this is that's more what I've seen in the past. Like this. Look at that, just straight hexagonal bend. Sign in. Just want to look at the image. I just want to look at the image. Okay, we're doing it from here. That's how it goes. Protractor. What it is, what it does, what it do. Get that over there. Yeah, I said it. I can't even. There it is. Okay. I mean, I am obviously just allowing it to rest at 120, but it is 120. I don't know if you guys could see that very well. Let's see. Maybe that'll do. Okay, let's change it. Let's change it here. That looks maybe more. And then let's find a really good one like this blue one. Okay, it looks pretty good. So maybe it's let's say let's say it's 118.6, not 120. It's pretty damn close to 120. Now this is, mind you, around where this is North America, right? Where I'm trying to find the corner where Hawaii like comes from or goes to. I thought this was North America here, but this does not really look right. Where am I looking? Let's go back here, see if it at least describes it. West coast of United States and Canada. Let me pull up a map. Oh, yeah. When is it? Trying to find where that is. Is that what I'm looking? Is that actually what I'm looking for? Let's pull up satellite. This corner here. this sharp corner. It's so hard to tell what the hell's happening. Where is this? Well, wherever it is, it has hexagons. I'm curious because I would like to know if this is near the this region, basically off of where Hawaii is. If there's a Hawaii is a 120-degree bend. If there's an other 120-degree things going on in that region, it would be cool to just be aware of it. This looks real crazy. Wow. Let's see. Maybe I'll just keep going instead. Where did that come from? Age, not magnetic anomalies. There we go. That showed hexagons. Whoa. Ooh. I mean, if you insist. If you insist. Let's see what's going on. Maybe I'll see something interesting. I haven't looked at this in a long time. Let's try some other color schemes. Maybe they'll be a little easier to tell what's happening. I like this color scheme better. Okay, what is happening? This looks like the Atlantic. Okay, you can barely see. Let's maybe change terrain. Did that do something cool? Vertical gravity gradients. Qu'est-ce que c'est? Blue is low. A low gravity gradient, a high gravity gradient. Right south of that. It's this. Around there, maybe? Pardon me. Where is that? It might be like here and here, low, high. I don't know. I don't know. Let's see if there's any other cool things like that before I change off this. Here's Mount Grenard. Oh shit. I thought it was like suddenly had like green, but there's so much green around. Like there's not much visible green around there. I was like, whoa. It's like perfectly in the center. There's nothing specifically sticking out there. I'm surprised Mount Grenard doesn't have more telling features and instances like this. There's Mariana Trench. Maybe I should change off of this because I don't know what this means. None. Terrain. What the hell? Why is this still... What am I even looking at then? This is just straight magnetic anomalies. This has got to be magnetic anomalies. Which means that's the core of the Earth. Pretty much. Oh my god. That's cool as hell. That's hexagonal spreading of some sorts. Whoa. Those are like 90 degrees. I guess. Oh my god, what is happening? Okay, maybe something else. 2D map. Let's try 2D map. 3D's maybe a little. Maybe some other things. Non-directional gridding. I guess that means they fill in based on blah 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 blah. That's crazy. Just creases leading up to the coastline, and then a big crease, and then that's real interesting. What is that, Massachusetts, Rhode Island? I don't, pardon me. You don't know your own country? Okay, Massachusetts. I guess I'll pull up, let's pull up my Steemit article on non-random distribution of impact craters. And look at the craters on the east coast of the United States here. Okay, there's that seamount blob. This thing. I'm just wondering if this is like a feeding channel, like a bunch of pressure being put on here, but then it manages to like find an inlet through and it kind of pulls masses into a formation as a result. Because Africa, let's look at Africa, that's probably a better one. And certainly gonna need the directional to fill this in. The islands here. It really doesn't show that very much. That feature coming off of there. It's very distinct in the... Like that's distinct. It's just very distinct. Which would mean, in my opinion, it would make sense for this to have more distinctness to it, but it doesn't. This is magnetic anomalies. I wonder if I can find other Earth. What else does this have? Oh shit. What's going on, guys? Ah! This does not have particulates. There's particulates flying, I guess that makes sense. Space. I guess the auroras. I don't know. Bio. Not sure what that is. Biology mode. I'm not sure why that's biology mode, but okay. There. Let's see. I'm trying to... Okay. What else? This region is very large. Like the constituents are much larger. Freaking literally just falling asleep. What are you doing, man? You got a hurricane about to come down. Oh dear God. So I guess red. I don't know what to make of this map. I'm just kind of looking around. I'm feeling a little bad that I'm just kind of looking around. Like, oh crap, I'm stuck in this looking around mode and not like, whoa, look at this. Let's move on from that, maybe. How did I get to that? From there. Back to... That didn't respond, okay. Back to here. see what else they got. Now that I looked at that, let's see. This is age of. Oh, I see. I see. So this is pretty much an age map, but using magnetic anomalies as the basis, or just overlaying the age of the magnetic anomalies. What is going on there? I wonder if there's some real interesting stuff there. That's right, there was this image that really strongly suggested. Providing a misfit parameter for our continent ocean boundaries based on the difference between the age grid and the age according to the breakup time from the plate model, figure S2. Can I... Ooh. Whoa. S2 global map showing the difference between the continental ocean boundary. Whoa. What did I do? I did like... There we go. Continent ocean boundary overlap times and the age assigned to the continent ocean boundary based on the age grid. Base map is a grayscale. So in some instances they add... I see. So pretty much there's a little bit more time added there, a little bit more there, a little bit more there, a little bit more there. In some places, or just the difference. I see. Between continent ocean boundary overlap times. Alright, whatever. Pardon me. Maybe I'm a little tired. Alright. Figure two. Let's just see how many times they... Areas where extinct spreading centers. I'm just so confused by this. So it's certainly severed from Dwarka, which was here. Dwarka was here. And the energies generally went this way, I guess, but they didn't actually sever the crust because they weren't able to somehow, or because they went that way and we're not actually dating that, maybe? I don't know. We must be dating that, not. I don't know. Somehow it went from here to starting over there, and then it crossed over here, and then down between them, and then it also went from Dorca down through here to then from here down around Antarctica. This whole section is pretty much new because it was attached to Australia. My initial thought was this kind of provided a channel to like send energy between the two. Maybe that was part of it. Which is why maybe this is so straight. Like it's such a straight line. It's hard to carve a straight line through the earth. Because it's chunks of polygons that are like actually chunks, like boulders, and larger and larger and larger to the point where they're chunks within the continents that don't like to be split and would prefer to just simply have the boundary between adjacent chunks have the energy flow through. So for the energy to actually just straight up go right through it all, no fucks, it takes a lot of energy. So maybe that's is indicative of it having some sort of ray beam passing through here that kind of just caused it to go and then take 135-degree bends. So it wasn't completely straight. There's 135 degrees with a regularity that's anomalous. But relatively straight to a point where it kind of straight. Maybe. Oh, dear God. Crustal age here is around when the first phase percentage. What is going on? There's really young crustal age here, I guess, after Africa and Europe collided. I believe in you. It's trying. There you go. It's almost like I'm streaming and all sorts of other things, ridiculous quantities of tabs, etc. This right here is outrageous. What the Mueller Mueller et al. What was that? Where was that? There. Magnetic anomaly or age grid or something. Oh, they show it too. Age error. What the? The authors present 4 companion digital at each grid node. They even call them grid nodes. Not sure what they are referring to as grid nodes, but age uncertainties for grid cells coinciding with marine magnetic anomaly identified. Oh dear God, what is this one? Age error. Half spreading rate. Very high. Crustal accretion percentage on conjugate ridge flanks. I don't understand. Grid documentation. It could be some fucking. Uncertainty. Crap. Read me. Email. Excuse me. Ultra slow spreading up north. Interesting. Up here it was ultra slow spreading. Slow spreading. Intermediary spreading. Slow. Pretty slow spreading here. Well, this was after. Very high. I'm surprised there's not super, super fast spreading more over top where this thing is. The degrees of spreading. Super fast degrees of spreading here. Which makes me think of Flemish Cap. This. It doesn't look like necessarily Flemish Cap. could be right at the opening here. But let's look at. This one's probably a good one. If I can frickin' see more images. View publication, read. Oh, I guess I'll just hit download and hope it's more than what I just saw at the bottom. Okay, cool. Yep. Flemish cap does appear more associated with the northern Spain here than with the Strait of Gibraltar. I'm looking at this though. What is going on? I would really like this. Maybe I should look into this more. Really find some maps that show this region very in detail according to plate tectonics interpretations with the actual where they position Flemish Cap, where we as a society position Flemish Cap before the Atlantic opened. Not where I just kind of eyeball it in one of these ways where it's totally unawares that I'm looking to the information for Atlantis. uh, Scholar. Maybe. The Orphan Basin. Mesozoic. Orphan Basin. Where the Oh. Yeah, that's the one. That's where It's as if Flemish Cap is from. That's, I guess, why they call it the Orphan Basin. Orphan Basin formed during blah, blah. New seismic data collected in the Orphan Basin and regional potential field data show a wide, non-volcanic rift area with two successive rift zones characterized by greatly stretched continental crust. From both tectonostructural and petroleum potential point of views, the Orphan Rifted area can be subdivided into an older East Orphan Basin situated in deep water and a younger situated in shallow water. Blah, 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 blah. And you can't read anymore. Ha ha ha. Get access. What? Doesn't it have the whole thing? Oh my god. Is dans le français. We have established a new plate kinematic model of the central and North Atlantic Oceans between North America and Africa. Meseta, Iberia, Flemish Cap, and Galicia Bank. The rifting of Nova Scotia and Morocco. Conjugate Congo. Flemish Cap. They show the connection between the Central Atlantic and the Tethys. Which would be basically the Mediterranean, I guess. With an aborted rift between Iberia. Okay, where is Iberia? Where is Iberia? Pardon me, y'alls. Why is that not just, like, showing me? Country. Oh, peninsula. Okay, oh. Wait. Okay, so Spain, this thing, this chunk. Spain and Portugal. Okay, Iberian Peninsula. Okay, where? They show that the connection might be it. Might be it, baby. Cebu. 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 Yes. Show me the money, baby. Show me the money. Flemish Cap. Okay, Flemish Cap was probably not there at the Strait of Gibraltar. Strait of Gibraltar was. What is mess? Meseta. Plateau. Central. Meseta Central. Where was it? Mess. This paper looks really worth checking out in detail, pardon me. I know I'm not really mess. I'm not sure why it looks to be the region of Africa where there's mountains, I guess. Unless that's here, but that's... Although Flemish Cap, it's still interesting, like as a potential Atlantis, because it's kind of comes off at that. Where is it? This reminds me of the other day. Something I was looking at out of curiosity. I'm gonna probably stop here soon. It's getting late. I should sleep before the storm comes. Bermuda, Bahama. Come on, pretty mama. Take it home. Okay. This this goes this way, and then it bends this way, but it also seems to come through here. This is where Flemish Caps seem to be positioned relative to this, whereas Azores Plateau seems to be what was positioned there, so I will acknowledge that. And therefore, perhaps if we're going straight off of the Strait of Gibraltar, then Azores Plateau. Although still, I mean, they're right there relative to Flemish Cap, and it's still an island, so it's a little suspect that it's like this major, large island that was pretty proximal to here. And maybe could be, in the confusion of it all, earnestly propagated as being at the Strait of Gibraltar's, when maybe it was a little over here, or maybe there's another strait like this strait. I don't know. But I acknowledge Azores Plateau is looking pretty solid as a potential. He's Flemish Cap. Where's Flemish Cap? It's over here. It's like it's disappeared. Is it here? Oh, there. there. It's kind of weird. It's like it just shows up there. Oh, I guess that's it there. Breaking off. I'm not sure if it broke off though. I think it was even prior. It's established to have been disconnected continental shelf in a way. I mean, it's almost like that thing there reminds me of what I was looking at on Etsy earlier. Shallygrams. One of which caught my eye because of its dimple, like this kind of thing. Like the single earth maybe had like an island on it that was Flemish Cap. I don't know. That's kind of my thoughts. That's why I lean towards Flemish Cap because it's literally a large island, but I could see, based on things that I've heard Randall Carlson mention, that maybe the island that was there literally is just buried deep under the deep down there and under substantial evidence to like hide it in some ways. I don't know. There's certainly evidence in favor of Azores Plateau, but I still feel like Flemish Cap is just an unconsidered, untapped potential that does have a lot of remnants of this kind of thing where I'm like, maybe. Maybe it was like that. Okay. Okay. Well, till next time. See how that goes. Oh, this over here. I hear the rain. Oh, can kind of see the tree now a little bit. It's not really blowing sideways or anything, so that's good. Alright. Later, guys.